Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to Trippy Commentaries. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. Thanks for joining up as we will do this Chiliad mystery episode live. There's a lot I wanted to talk about and a lot I wanted to do during the live stream, and of course thanks to all of you who weren't able to join up live. We are going to be doing a couple new Chiliad mystery episodes live just like this, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the notification button if you're watching on a mobile device, so that way you guys can join up. Obviously, I really want you guys to be able to watch live and help out during the investigations. Thank you guys so much for joining up live. Let's see, we have Trippy Wade TV, Luke Wallace, Bjorn Van Den Heuvel. Thank you guys so much for joining up for the episode. So we have all three characters, guys. Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. The Holy Trinity. They are together. And we have one extremely important theory to finish out in today's episode. Here at the channel, we tried to sacrifice Trevor. You know, I always thought that he was the most evil character. He seemed to be extremely whacked out. But after sacrificing him, nothing, of course, unlocked. It really didn't seem to change much in the game. But we also sacrificed Michael as well. So we sacrificed both Michael and Trevor, and it didn't seem to do anything. I mean, the obvious theory to sacrifice a character in the game comes from the altruist camp. That's where you can see a hidden jetpack symbol on the ritual stone that they have there. Well, there's one last character that we need to sacrifice, guys, and it is Franklin. So we're going to sacrifice Franklin here in the live stream. There's a lot to say about him, guys. He's the central character in the game. He's the character that you actually start the main campaign as. I know there's the prequel mission there where you have Trevor and Michael back in North Yankton, I believe, where the original bank heist went down. Of course, Michael told the government there what the plans were. So Trevor was able to get away. I believe they thought he was dead at that time. Michael had to change up his character, or of course his real life name in this game. They changed that altogether along with the family. He went into witness protection. So a lot changed as far as that's concerned. But that's not where Franklin comes into the story, because he actually has a huge backstory that has not really been featured much in the game. In fact, he's one of those characters I was excited about, because I thought he was going to be a lot like CJ, the main character of San Andreas. I'm a little bit disappointed about how his character panned out, but nonetheless, there's still some mystery to it. Many people believe that he is the cousin to CJ. I'm not sure if that's official. I was doing a lot of research before the live stream, and I'm not sure, the exact relationship that CJ and Franklin have, because CJ comes from a family where his mother was a cocaine addict, and she was abused by Franklin's father. I'm talking about Franklin, that is. So Franklin never knew his father, who abused his mother, and then his mother kind of became a cocaine addict because of it. It's a pretty rough childhood for Franklin. Now, is he in some way related to CJ? I think he is cousins, but it's hard to really determine how close those guys were. I always thought that, eventually CJ would be brought back into the game. CJ is by far my favorite main character in any Grand Theft Auto game. He's an extremely deep character. The storyline in that game is massive. It spans 3 cities and everything in between, and you really grow up with CJ. The cool thing about him was I really kind of agreed with all of the decisions that he made and everything he said. That's not the case with Franklin. I really feel like Franklin could have been a much better character. But one thing that you guys might not know about Franklin, if you didn't do any research, is that he spent time in prison. We know that he's a gangbanger. He actually got expelled from Davis High School. He went to Davis High School with Lamar and the other characters that he meets in the game. Well, he got expelled because he assaulted a teacher. Doesn't that sound crazy? I mean, you'd think that Franklin is maybe like the good guy of the game, but after hearing things like that and really reading some of his backstory, of course, he's a former gangbanger. He doesn't want to change after he gets out of prison. But I still think there's a chance that he's the character that we need to sacrifice, guys. We got to try this out. Oh man, I see a lot of you guys are just now joining up into the live stream. Once again, I hope you had a great weekend. Definitely wanted to give you a live episode to start off the week. Hyper 46 Havoc, is that how you say it? Appreciate you joining up. So another thing we have to do, because we'll be in the area, is we're going to stop by the T01 Chiliad tunnel. That's a topic that's been heavily talked about recently by everybody in the mystery community. Maybe there's still something to find. I have to give a huge shout out to Matt Willis. Matt Willis has been a huge help to us for as far as the Chiliad mystery is concerned for a long time, and he had a great recording of the three characters getting together, and in the tunnel they talked about how Michael was a lizard person, possible alien, and maybe Franklin is too, and maybe that is very telling. Guys, once again, I always thought Trevor was the possible alien of the game, but maybe, if you think about it, just because he's crazy, just because he's weird and he likes to eat people and all that, doesn't mean he's an alien. In fact, the cult that Trevor's a part of, the Altruist cult, that is a cult that's based on Heaven's Gate. Those guys were not aliens. They were seeking the aliens. They were convinced of the alien existence, so much so that they killed themselves. So I think that shows you that Trevor, who's an obvious member of the Altruist camp, he eats people just like the Altruist, and he definitely does a lot with them. So I have a feeling that Trevor, just like the Altruist, is seeking out the aliens, and he knows that Michael is an alien. Michael was a member of the Epsilon, and I covered this in the last episode, guys. I'll put a link in the description for those of you who have not watched the episode about the secret alien leader in the game. But one cult that people aren't really too familiar with, in fact, a lot of people have never really learned about them yet, is the Children of the Mountain, and that is Franklin's cult. Now, we will be returning here to the Altruist camp, of course, to sacrifice Franklin once and for all. We're going to do it with Michael, but I think the Children of the Mountain, that's another huge cult in the game that I didn't really talk about in that last episode. Think about it. Children of the Mountain, we have Mount Chiliad as the massive mystery in the game. Franklin's the central character in the game. I am going to get into some spoilers in this live stream as well, guys. So for those of you who have not defeated the main campaign of Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't know, maybe just go grab a sandwich or something for a little bit and then come back in a few. But I am going to touch on some spoilers before we hit up the tunnel, which is not too far away, guys. Alright, so spoilers. You guys should know this by now. I've spoiled this ending rotten. But Franklin has the decision to kill Michael or Trevor at the end of the game, and I feel like that has some relevance to the mystery, right? Which character are you going to keep alive? Are you going to kill one of them? Are you going to keep both of them alive so that way you can use all three at the end of the game? Well, here's something that you might not have known. How about Franklin was originally meant to die at the end of the game himself. He was actually going to have a plan C to kill him, and then Lamar would have taken over as his character. So Rockstar was going to kill off Franklin. They changed up the plan. They decided to keep him alive. So there you have it. Franklin cannot be killed unless maybe we have to sacrifice him. So that's certainly what we're going to try in this live stream. Damn, a lot of you guys joined up. Shout out to all of you guys. You guys are amazing. I see the live stream has a lot going on. How do you say your name here? Furby Booma channel? The hell? Crazy name there. The Real Clorox Bleach. Okay, there you go. Reality is wrong, dreams are real. That's a sick name. I like that one. Very trippy. So here we are in the tunnel, guys, before sacrificing Franklin. We're going to do a little detour action. We're going to stop by the T01 tunnel. Of course, I mentioned Matt Willis, who was able to get the recording of the three characters talking to one another about how Michael is an alien, and Franklin says, hey, maybe he's an alien himself, and Trevor's the one who's not an alien, surprisingly enough. Well, here we are at the T01 tunnel. We'll hear if they say anything, and we'll also check this place out just a little bit while everybody seems to be so interested in it, because there is actually one thing that I wanted to look at. Let's see, there we go. I was hoping I had a flashlight. It looks like I only have one on the pistol, but that is good enough. There's something that we do need to take a look at here next to the T01 door. Look at the tunnel. You see how all along the rooftop, it's all pretty even, right? No dips or anything. You have the lights, of course, but everything seems to be in a line until you get to the T01 door, right? That is where all of a sudden you have the dip in the ceiling. So let's check that out. There's some definite stuff going on here. There it is. You see that, guys? See how it changes up there? I know I was actually doing something off screen, so I probably wasn't pointing at it as I was saying that the best. But that's what I'm talking about right there. You see how everything kind of goes straight, but conveniently enough, everything is a little bit different right here next to the door. And the T01 door also has a T01 panel right here. So if we were looking for some kind of breakthrough, something else to do at the T01 door, well, guys, we have found a second T01 right here next to the door, and it is on this mysterious electrical panel. And we have all three characters here to check it out. So what does this say right here? Danger 2,400 volts? It's interesting how there is so much equipment up here. And the fact that they actually have it, like, you know, marked out as T01. I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of ventilations and all that, but pretty strange placement, you'd have to say. Let's go ahead and check out the other one. Let's see if the other one has a T02 marked. A lot of people have been saying that there's another T01 over, I believe, on the FIB rooftops, and that's strange, but I think this is definitely a little bit more of a coincidence here that you have a T01 right next to the door. Is there a T02? It looks like there is. Okay, so T01, where's the T02? There it is, T01 and T02. So we know about the Chiliad mystery. Oh, nice. So another thing that's interesting, guys, check this out. This is a save file that I have not collected all of the Epsilon tracks, and I have an extra save file where I actually am working on some stuff with the Epsilon themselves. And perfectly enough, I still have this Epsilon track to collect. And of course the hiding spot, what a great hiding spot for the Epsilon to put it, right here next to the T02 tunnel door. A lot going on here at this tunnel. Chiliadmystery.com. If you guys haven't seen that website, it points us towards this area, mainly the T01 door, and it says it's here. So you have the Epsilon tracked at the T02 door, and I feel like that blue panel up there, it's pretty interesting. That's hidden away quite well. Let's head back to the T01 door, and we'll see if maybe we can cause an electrocution here. We'll throw up some sticky bombs, the rail gun. I also saw, you know, of course, with the 2,400 watts or whatever it says, that kind of is getting close to the 1.21 gigawatts from Back to the Future. So we have the equipment right here next to the door, and that blue box is up there. Let's see if we can locate it. Oh, all right, nice. That's actually pretty handy. If you hit the left button on the D-pad, you can actually throw the sticky bombs with the flashlight. Whoa! Okay, perfectly. It's on there. See if anything happens. Not really noticing anything. Once again, you know, we've been looking at different things to try with this T01 tunnel. So many people convinced that there's something going on here, maybe the next clue, or even the first step of the Chiliad mystery. Well, this is the one thing that stands out to me, guys. Let me know what you think. There's a T01 and T02 panel marked off right here at the doors. You see T01. Interesting that Rockstar would put the emphasis in to actually make a T01 and T02 you know, whole part to the cave up there as well. And it also needs to be pointed out, I know everybody's said it before, but the T01 tunnel sounds hollow, so it sounds like there's something definitely back there. But the T02 door does not sound hollow. It sounds like it's thick. Damn it, Trevor, get in the car. It's almost about to blow up. Just trust me on this one. Head back to the T02 tunnel door as well, guys, one last time. Try out some explosions before we head over to the sacrifice ritual stone at the Ultra's camp. Check out the bridge out here, man. This is such a cool bridge. See, that's the light. You see it blinking over there? I don't know if you guys can notice that, but we talked not too long ago about how maybe that light is making up a Morse code. See, move up a little bit, it starts to blink. I think it's just a texture glitch, but it's really kind of a freaky light, that's for sure. It stands out to me. Alright, back in the tunnel we go. Finish this out with the T02 explosions. A lot of people pointing out the lighting changes, of course, with the tunnel as well. I've noticed some more popular channels have been covering this. Check this out, guys. You shoot this thing, infinite smoke. You bust out the minigun. Looks like I don't have the minigun with Michael. Can't switch it up to one of the other characters, but if you shoot it with the minigun, it actually will not smoke, for what it's worth. We do have the stun gun. A lot of you guys have been saying to shoot the ID card scanner here with the stun gun. I have tried this before. Not really noticing anything happening too much. Alright. Bust out the flashlight here. So there's the blue hatch up there again. Interesting spot for a control panel, right? It's like, why would they put it up there? Gonna need a hell of a ladder to get up there. So although there's a lot going on, and you do have the T02 and T01 pointed out here, guys, definitely something I wanted to show off and definitely get your opinion on it. Not too sure what we can try here at the tunnels next, but we will cover it here at Trippy Commentaries, so certainly make sure to stay tuned. So you have the T02 tunnel door pointed this way. You can see on the map, so that's pointed towards the left, so that's pointed over towards Zancudo. That's where you can find the tract. There is some interesting lines going on here. You could think that maybe the tunnel would lead right here to wherever this is going towards. And then the T01 tunnel door does lead straight in to Mount Chiliad. Perhaps there's an underground base inside Mount Chiliad. If that is true, then Rockstar is making it very hard to access it. But there's some very weird things going on, that's for sure. Shout out to Scott Borden, Louis Knight, James Hamblin. Thanks again, guys, for joining up for the live stream. It is that time. We must go sacrifice Franklin. We're going to finish out the trilogy here at the channel. We've sacrificed Michael. We've sacrificed Trevor. But maybe the character that we should have sacrificed all along is Franklin. You know, he's the core character. You cannot sacrifice him in the game, or at least kill him off. You don't get that decision. You get Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. None of those call for killing Franklin, even though that actually was originally supposed to be one of the options. Apparently they changed it, and that is according to Slink Johnson. So, getting back to Franklin, let's go ahead. Before we sacrifice him, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some very interesting details and facts about the central character, perhaps the egg of the game, Franklin Clinton. He was born in Los Santos in 1988. So he is from Los Santos, guys, unlike the other characters. He's from here, just like CJ. Born in 1988, so that's interesting. We have all these clues to 88 miles per hour, and he was born in 1988. So he never knew his father. Of course, his mother was a cocaine addict, as we've talked about, probably because his father brutally attacked his mother on many occasions. It's not very good at all. It's terrible to hear. Franklin actually heard stories of his father abusing his mother as a kid. So I really have a feeling that that has a lot to do with his personality. It must be so horrible to know that your father did that as a kid to your mother, who you love more than anything more in the world, And then on top of that, his mother is doing cocaine and was an addict. So I'm sure it's a very tough childhood for Franklin, to say the least. As I also mentioned early on, he attended Davis High School, but he was expelled for attacking a teacher. What's that about, man? That's terrible. Kicked out of high school. Because of that, he became a gangbanger along with Lamar. Now, another weird thing about Franklin is that he worked for a drug dealer named Marcus. So that was a huge drug dealer that he worked for, but he eventually killed Marcus. And I think that's what makes him, a true blue Grand Theft Auto main character. It's that, that unexpected psychopathic personality that these guys bring to the table. You can't trust them, and you definitely can't predict them. And apparently Franklin was a murderer long before the game started. So he was arrested and sent to prison in 2008. He broke up with Tanisha in the game. Remember that whole situation that was going on? I never really got that. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't a huge fan of Franklin. It seemed like too much of his story was incomplete, especially with this whole Tanisha situation. We never really were given a reason to give a fuck with that whole thing. So here's the ritual stone. This is where the jetpack symbol can be found when the sun shines on it. So I always thought that there's a good point that we should kill someone here. Maybe that will spawn the jetpack. I certainly doubt that will happen, but I still think that maybe sacrificing somebody here on the ritual stone that we know that the cult sacrifices people on, you would think that something will happen. Another thing that's pretty odd about Franklin here, keep in mind, he's the only character that can meet Bigfoot. You have that whole mysterious Bigfoot ending there, the last one as they call it. He's the only character who can meet him. And on top of that, he's the only character who can meet Omega. I mean, Omega is extremely mysterious. One of the very knowledgeable characters along with Lester. And we know that Lester and Franklin have a pretty cool relationship. Well, how about Franklin and Omega? Alright, Franklin, standing in the fire, guys. The bat just spawned. Thank you so much for joining us for the live stream. It's time to finish out the trilogy here at the channel. We're going to sacrifice all three main characters right here at the Altruist Camp. Mount Chiliad in the background. You can see the moon is high above it. It's crazy how the little hut there that the Chiliad mystery mural can be found in just so happens to be glowing. Thank you guys again for joining up in the live stream. There's a lot of you guys in here. Franklin, it's been nice knowing you. The game does not give us the option to kill you. What's that about? I think Trevor and Michael here, we're going to take it into our own hands, and we're going to finish you off. It's time to say goodnight. Fire in the hole. There he goes, guys. He's on fire. Blazing. Damn. Okay. Trevor was spooked. What the hell? Trevor was spooked. Franklin was injured. And Franklin's body is dead right there on the ritual stone. Crazy stuff, guys. And I'll try a couple other theories like this off camera. I actually want to try it while the jetpack symbol is out. But I thought, with the Altruist Camp, if you read their website, they have Morse code messages with secret messages, of course. One says that humans are actually nocturnal. So I had a feeling that killing Franklin right here on the ritual stone with the lightning bugs out, it was the right time. But so far, nothing. But that said, I have a feeling that if you do perfect the sacrifice here, as it looks like we did, that is when you have to go to the cave down below. A couple things worth pointing out here at this cave below the Altruist Camp. Not only is it right below us, but you can jump off this ledge here, and there's just enough room to where you can pull out your parachute. Unfortunately, I did not jump there, so we'll have to take a taxi to the cave. But you can actually pull out your parachute, and glide perfectly to the cave. I've done it many times, so I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But definitely interesting how you can pull that off. It seems like they make a convenient path right down to the cave below the altruist camp. So one thing that is a little bit crucial about Franklin's special ability, of course, with this special ability, not only do you have the power to drive better, obviously slow down the driving, but also it makes it much easier for you to be able to do drive-by shootings. And considering that Franklin is let me call it a taxi cab. Considering that Franklin is a gangbanger, I think that's one of the main things about that. The fact that it makes it a lot easier to be a gangbanger. Get out of here. Alright. Looks like we're going to have to get away from the cops. Alright guys, I'll be right back. I'll meet you guys at the cave.
Just get by. You piece of scum! I don't want to hurt you! Cocksucker! What exactly is wrong with you?
I need a cab as soon as you can.
Stay where you are. I got a driver right around the corner.
Thank you.
Where you headed, homie?
Chiliad.
Thanks for riding, my man.
Alright, here we are. We had to take the taxi here. So right outside the altruist camp. What time is it? Okay. What's that? About a little after 2 o'clock. Thanks again for joining up here for the live stream. You guys are fucking awesome. So we sacrificed Franklin's successfully there, man. I thought that was perfect how he fell right there perfectly on the stone. And now the next thing to do is to return to the cave below. Man, I love this cave. Like, what the hell did Rockstar put this in here for? There's definitely got to be a reason. I have a feeling that something would spawn here, right where this skull would be. And I thought that maybe if we sacrificed Franklin, that would do it. That's going to be the magic trick to spawn something. But no, not the case. As we have come back here, Franklin was pissed at us. He texted us. He's not too happy that we burnt him alive. A lot of you guys talking about the Space Docker. Toxic Gaming, shout out to you. Furby Boom, a channel, man, once again, with the comment there. Damn it, guys. What the hell do we do here at this cave? What is this all about? Give thanks. Okay, Rockstar put these messages here for a reason. You all know it. Give thanks. You tell me what you guys think that's all about. The eternal flame in slow motion. I think that's pretty epic, because the difference between, you have Trevor's ability, he's pretty much invincible when he's in his ability. Not Michael. Let's burn ourselves in slow-mo. Fire! Yes. That looks so awesome. Falling down. Is it going to be enough to kill him? No. Okay, we'll go out of slow motion. So this should be it, guys. Gonna put ourselves in the fire. Slow motion death. Sacrificing Michael here in the cave. Oh man. Our health. There it goes. And there he goes. A slow motion death. Right there. Notice how his face is right there on the skull of the ram. That's always what I got out of the Ultras camp and the cave below it. Thinking that they wanted us to sacrifice one of the main characters. We've now tried it with all three main characters here in the game. I'll put a link in the description to our sacrifice of Michael. Of course, Franklin we just did. And then Trevor was quite epic as well. Another thing about Franklin, guys, that we have to point out. He's the only character who loves animals. I feel like Michael, he doesn't have any pets. Trevor, he loves running over animals and whatnot. He's the hunter. Those guys are not animal lovers. Franklin is the animal lover, guys. When he runs over animals, he says, "Sorry, little guy." We know, he can talk with the ghost dog or whatever the hell's going on there. He has a pet himself with Chop. So definitely very interesting how Franklin is clearly the animal lover compared to Michael and Trevor, who are not animal lovers at all. I feel like Franklin is the character who's in tune with nature, Mother Nature. And considering we're trying to solve the Chiliad mystery, that's definitely all about nature. Hey guys, what's going on? Say hello to my little friend. Group 6, Group Sex, whatever. We're taking it. $4,214. Haha. Now I can go on vacation. So what do you guys think about Franklin being the animal lover in the game? You think that maybe nature has something to do with everything? I think it could be a possibility. So also mentioned that his special ability, he can slow down driving. A lot of people don't realize that that's really helpful for the running, or I should say driving and gunning aspect. Not just driving, but shooting from your car. If you want to do that, Franklin is by far the best character at doing that. Uh-oh. The fuzz are on us. Let's get out of here. And I love how Franklin is the animal lover. I really think that has something to do with the mystery as well. And once again, guys, keep in mind, Slink Johnson, the actor for Franklin, he did verify that Franklin was originally meant to die, and then Rockstar changed it up. They decided to keep him alive. So thank you guys so much for joining up for the live stream. Greatly appreciated. The Gamer Guy, good to see you in here. Anthony Long, Rosanews 98, is that how you pronounce your name? Monk Bombing, Michael Davenport, you guys are all extremely epic for joining up for the live stream. Make sure to stay tuned. I wanted to start off the week with a live Chiliad mystery live stream, as I said, for you guys. We checked out the T01 tunnel. You have the T01 and T02 brands right there next to the doors on the ventilation system above it. That's pretty odd, for sure. And we sacrificed Franklin. Looks pretty crazy. You saw that. Trevor got spooked. I mean, come on, Trevor. How are you going to get spooked? You're supposed to not be scared of anything. Apparently, he's spooked of Michael. Damn. Cops, I think you followed us a little bit too far there. But thank you guys so much once again for joining up. Make sure to stay tuned here to Trippy Commentaries. I'll have a full-length HD Trippy Chiliad mystery episode up for you guys very soon. Come back, Flipper. We want some mahi burgers. I have my knife. And we will have another live stream either tomorrow or the next day. I'll keep you guys updated. I encourage you guys to hit me up on Twitter if you can, at TrippyComs. I'll have a link in the description. And just let me know what's on your mind. I just greatly appreciate having a community as huge as ours. Shout out to Dibs Gaming. I recently did a video where, I loved his research. He did some amazing investigating. And, so many of you guys went over to check out his videos and give him a shout out. And he was just mind blown at how huge the community is. A lot of people don't realize how big our community is. Not only not only Grand Theft Auto 5, and of course, massive community in itself, but the Chiliad mystery, extremely huge as well. Hopefully, we can all work together to come through with a breakthrough very soon. Let me know what you guys think about what we showed off in the episode. I'll catch you guys very soon. So have a great Monday. I would also appreciate it if you listen to the Trippy show. That is tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll put a link in the description to that as well. Check out the Twitter, yada, yada, yada. Tune in for the radio show. As always, my friends, make sure to stay trippy. Have a good one, guys.